Hey there guys, and welcome back to Dino Reviews. Let's talk his house. Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we are done with our 31 days of Halloween. The month of October has come and gone, and we are in a brand new month. So my original plan, guys, for the month of November was actually to jump into different genres and maybe some new releases. That didn't happen. Instead, guys, I actually watched a brand new movie on Netflix called His House. This movie kind of constantly popped up on Netflix for a few days. The trailers looked really intriguing and I just kind of had to give it a watch. And I am really happy, guys, I gave it a watch because I gotta say it's a brilliant movie. So His House is a 2020 horror film. It's written and directed by Remi Weekes from a story by Felicity and Tony Venables. The film tells the story of a refugee couple who are trying to basically build a life for themselves in England while also trying to kind of get through the events of what happened in their past. So they kind of went through this horrific, absolutely insane ordeal in their home country, and as well as that, in this new country they kind of have to prove their sanity and they're actually fit to stay there. So I do think, guys, it's a great movie just to show the process of what happens to refugees coming to these countries, you know, and what these people go through, while also having this whole haunted house story kind of wrapped around the entire thing. It's a great way to kind of mix both genres for sure, and they do it extremely well. The characters in this are absolutely brilliant and you really kind of feel every single thing they're going through. There's a scene in particular where they kind of get to this new town and they're given a house straight away. Now, of course, anyone in the neighborhood kind of sees them as getting this new big house for themselves, but these people are going into this house after suffering some traumatic events. And the movie kind of shows you that that's really not dealt with when you look at the refugee process. The movie plays with the ideas of guilt and rage, particularly with the couple, and really the after effects that the refugees endure moving to the new country. They're trying to set up a new life while at the same time really trying to deal with the psychological aftermath of what they've gone through. Now, at the same time, as I said, guys, this is a haunted house story, and what I will say, guys, this is a very scary movie. I was absolutely terrified watching this one. It's been a long time where a movie genuinely gave me great jump scares, and all of the jump scares in this hit extremely well. You get a lot of movies, you get these kind of cheap jump scares. With this one, there's a lot of thought gone into them. Certain scenes in the movie, you get lighting maybe going off in the background. You're constantly watching that background shot, trying to see what is in the darkness, and before you know it, a hand or a figure lunges forward from in front of a character or by the side. So it's a great movie to kind of keep you on edge for sure. The visuals in this movie though as well, kind of the set design and the costumes, particularly on the ghosts that are haunting them, are absolutely brilliant. A lot of things, guys, I love with this movie is just kind of the way the movie makes you feel. Of course, you do feel for this couple, the refugee couple in the movie, but at the same time, you are constantly trying to figure out what is haunting them. It kind of constantly keeps you on edge and it's very unnerving. Going back to the themes though of the movie, it does play with the ideas of guilt and rage. So the husband in this one, he has a lot of guilt and he has a lot of kind of stuff from his past that he hasn't dealt with, and that's kind of a metaphor in ways for the ghost. Now, at the same time, what I like about this movie, these aren't demons in his head, these aren't ghosts that, you know, aren't really there. This is definitely a haunted house movie and you definitely get that with the film, but I also like that it does kind of blend in with the guilt that he's feeling, and that goes for the wife as well. She has a lot of rage and a lot of anger, and that also kind of manifests throughout the entire movie. The location as well that they use in the movie, I do like that it's based in England. Just from me being from Ireland, I do think I could kind of relate to it a little bit more. But the characters and the place that they go, you know, they go down to this kind of broken down, really terrible location that they're given. It's a horrible place where they, you know, they can get robbed at any moment and they're constantly being verbally attacked with racist slurs. So it's a terrible place that they're in, and you could also kind of show a mirror effect to the place that they had been in. The only difference is where they are in England, they are kind of fighting to stay alive, but in a much different way. They're trying to kind of keep their livelihood going. Whereas in Africa, where they originally came from, it is very much fighting for their lives. It's a massacre and it's a bloodbath that happens in their town that really is the reason that they have to leave. These people don't want to leave and come to England, especially where they're placed. You know, they're placed, as I said, in a very dodgy area with some really horrible people that just constantly racially abuse them and don't want them there. The sound design in this as well is also quite haunting. There are certain scenes in the movie where you actually have a ghost or something in the darkness running to a character. You can't visually see anything at all, but just the sound itself is very unnerving and very disturbing, and that kind of plays a lot in the movie. They can actually play around that quite a bit. So I did like how they play with sound design. They play a lot with camera work and lighting, and all of that just kind of makes the movie a hell of a lot scarier. Like all horror movies, kind of when you see the big bad, when you see the ghost or the demon, it's not as scary. But with this one, there is still something unnerving about it. Similar to kind of Hill House, you constantly see ghosts in the background if you're looking out for them. And I like that about you're constantly on edge, you're constantly looking for something in the background, and before you know it, it's right in your face. But as I said guys, this is definitely a scary movie, it's definitely a horror movie, but it does have a great message at its heart. It is basically a story about the immigration process and what refugees go through when they come to a new country. If you haven't already guys, it's currently on Netflix. I think actually it's trending on Netflix at the moment. So if you have seen it as well guys, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. Now guys, as I said, for the month of November, I probably will jump into a couple of different genres. I am a huge horror fan, so there'll be a lot of horror reviews as well, but just look out for different genres popping up throughout the month. As always guys, if you haven't already, make sure you pop on that notification bell just so you don't miss another video that comes up. If you have a suggestion for me to do a review or a ranking of something in November, make sure guys you let me know also, and I will see you in the next one.